Hello everyone, good day. Once again, this is Professor Roger Flores of the Department of Electrical Engineering of Central Mindanao University, your professor of the subject 219, the Engineering Operations Management. Okay, for today we are going to continue our discussion with this chapter 6. This is entitled Supply Chain Management. No? So this is very important in a management practice in an organization, in our company, where it is necessary for us to consider the supply of the material, the supply of our raw material, our product, and of course the performance of the market of our product. No, so we have to discuss this because it will affect to the performance, of course, for the whole organization. No, so it will affect to the performance, the supply, the demand. Okay, so for the whole market, no, for the whole organization, it will affect this supply chain management. Okay, so to start with, we have these topics, no? So we have here the definition of supply chain management, the component, no? Okay, so we have here the component of supply chain management, the fluctuation in the supply chain procurement. Okay, so supply chain distribution, and of course the importance of supply chain management. Okay, so we have these topics that we are going to tackle for this session today, for this chapter 6. Let us start our discussion with this definition of supply chain management. Okay, according to the definition of this supply chain management is that it is the handling of the entire production flow of a goods or services or service, starting from the raw components all the way to delivering the final product to the consumer. Okay, so in other words, this supply chain management will focus from the raw material, from the raw production, and the whole process, no, the process of the production up to the delivery of the product to the consumer. Okay, so all the way from the production to the what we call as the delivery of this product to the consumer. Okay, so we have these six components of supply chain management. We have here the first one. We have the planning. Okay, so we have the sourcing, the manufacturing, delivery, logistics, and returning. Okay, so we have this one. Now, let us discuss the six components of supply chain management one by one. Okay, so let us start with planning. Okay, accordingly, plan and manage all resources required to meet customer demand for a company's product or service. So it is very clear that planning is very important for all the resources. Now, talking about these resources, this is not only the materials, the logistics, the financial, but of course we should have also to consider our human resources, laborers, first line supervisors, managers, up to the top management level. So those are the what we call as resources. So for the specific product that we have to produce, then we should have to consider and to plan for all these resources. Okay, so try to plan and of course to manage. Okay, so otherwise we should have to what we call this one. We should have to maintain the good performance through a proper planning. Okay, and organizing or coordinating with all these factors, the money, materials, human resources, and also the market or the marketing. Next is sourcing. What is this sourcing all about? Choose suppliers to provide the goods and services needed to create the product Okay? Then establish processes to monitor and manage supplier relationships. Okay, so this focus on the source or sources of our raw materials, no? So where to get our raw materials. So we have several types of raw materials. So what it depends upon sa mga produkto natin o di kaya sa mga services natin, then we should have to consider our raw materials. Now, if you are going to engage this kind of production or this kind of business, then see to it that we should have to have a continuous, a sustainable supply of our raw materials or input, no? Then have a good relationship with this supplier of our product or materials. Okay, so the third one is manufacturing, no? So this manufacturing organized activities required to accept raw materials, manufacture the product, and test for quality, package for shipping, and schedule for delivery. So in other words, in manufacturing, it will not focus on production only, but of course, we have to also consider the acceptance for raw materials, considering that we have already good relationship with our supplier. So we have also the acceptance of this supplied raw materials, no? And also we have to, of course, the process flow will also include primarily to manufacture this product or our output or our services if our organization is focusing on the services, no? And to test also for the quality of our product. Okay, so in our previous chapter we are talking about the statistical quality control. So we have to test, no? That includes manufacturing in the one of the components of the supply chain management. Okay, so test for the quality so that we'll be able to maintain of course, the maintain our consumers and our clients, no? Okay, so or our end users, which rely on the quality of our product. Of course, a package for shipping. Now, so for this is for delivery this time, no? So the packaging. So why? Because of course our what we call this one, our consumers, our clients for services is are most of the time very concerned on the packaging. Okay, so how it is represented, how our product is what do you call this one, package. Okay, so is it reliable? So it might because some of these packaging may results to not attractive to our clients, our clientels, no, or consumers, not attractive, and or our packaging might be will cause for a damage of our output, especially during delivery, no? Then also schedule for delivery. So we will discuss that later because this is very important that we should have to stick on, or we should be very concerned or very strict in our schedule of delivery. So that is if it is pag sinabi natin na we will deliver that services or output or product within that day or within that period, then see to it that we should have to you should have to deliver these things, no? Otherwise, of course, it will affect our whole system or our what we call as the supply chain. Okay, so the fourth one is the delivery and logistics. Okay, so we have here coordinating customers order, scheduling delivery, dispatching loads, invoicing customers, and receiving payments. Okay, so that is delivery and logistics. Ano po ba itong gagawin? Ano po ba yung mga gagawin natin dito? So you should have to coordinate customers order. Okay, so accept orders from the uh, potential buyer or customer, no? So this is very necessary because if we are going to coordinate with them, then we should have to consider everything, especially or maybe including capability or capacity of our company. Otherwise, tanggap lang tayo ng tanggap ng mga orders, hindi pala natin kaya mag-produce. Okay, so yun po ang mga medyo problema sa mga sa mga suppliers, no? Marami tayong in-accept na mga orders from the customers, but indeed ang mangyari hindi pala natin ma-deliver in the scheduled delivery date because hindi pa natin natapos yung mga yung pagpo-produce ng mga produkto natin. So that is very important, no? Then scheduling of delivery. So that is very clear, no? That we should have to consider also kung kailan natin talaga matatapos. Otherwise, baka magka-delay-delay na yung delivery natin. Then, ayun, maapektahan na rin yung mga customers natin as expected date for delivery, no? Na hindi pala natin ma-deliver. So, you have to consider also this one, no? So, dispatching loads. Yun, dispatching. Dapat alam natin, halimbawa ngayon, pag sinabi natin na delivery within that date, no, within that specific date, no, so this date nag-specific na dapat i-deliver natin, so dapat alam natin kung kailan natin i-dispatch yung produkto natin, kailan natin ano ba yan, we should have to for transportation, arrange everything. Baka mangyari doon na mag-delay yan dahil we might have some problem that is beyond our capability or capacity. Like for example, wala palang schedule ng shipping or sa mga airlines, no? Mga ganyan mga problema. So you should have to know kailan po natin kailangang i-dispatch ang ating produkto or sa kailan para yung target date na ma-deliver natin, ayun, ma-deliver natin talaga. Okay, especially if our raw materials of our raw material po natin galing pa sa ibang mga bansa. So kailangan it should have to be properly scheduled, no? Otherwise or purchased the raw product or the raw material should be properly scheduled yung pagpo-purchase. Baka ayun, darating yan, no? Huli nang darating. Katulad ngayon, halimbawa, pandemya, hindi diretso-diretso yung delivery natin. So, magka-delay-delay na yan. Kasi marami pa tayong i-consider. Mayroon pa tayong mga IATF na i-consider, yung mga protocols na yan. So, we should have to, we should have to know kailan or dapat kailan natin i-dispatch yung mga produkto natin. Okay? So invoicing customers. So yun, pagbibigay ng mga invoice, mga resibo. So dapat alam natin 'yan, no? And receiving payments. Ayan, pinaka-importante din 'yan. Kailan ba natin dapat ma-receive yung payments, yung mga collectibles natin o hayaan ba natin na pwede ba tayong magpa-uutang, no? So all these things should be considered when it comes to delivery and logistics of our product. Okay, and also this returning. Okay, consider this one also. So ito po yung number 6 yata, no? So the elements of our supply chain management. So create a network or process to take back defective, excess, or unwanted products. So that is, you have to consider this one also. Okay, so kailan ba yan babalik? Kailan ba natin ma-receive yan galing sa mga nagreklamo na mga buyers natin, no? Baka, so halimbawa ngayon, no? So mayroong defective. So kailan ba yan darating? Para more or less may schedule naman natin yung reproduction natin. Or baka sumubra yung delivery natin. So dapat alam natin kung kailan yan ibabalik. Or baka hindi lang nagsubra kundi hindi pala kasama yon sa mga dapat i-deliver natin, nasama doon unwanted products ang tawag so magka-problema po tayo. So then that is very important that we should know the effect of this returning of this product. Okay, so next, let us continue with our discussion with this fluctuation in the supply chain. So, yun, mayroon po tayong tinatawag na fluctuation. yung mga fluctuation natin sa supply chain, hindi natin alam kung ano talaga ang dahilan. So, mayroong siguro when it comes to demand, no? Demand of the customer. So, baka our customer needs more than what the ordered, no? Or hindi kaya na nagsumubra na yung mga inventory nila, nagbublutin na yung inventory nila, baka sabihin nila, oh, medyo sumubra na yung inventory namin, yung mga supply namin. So, pwede ba i-reduce namin yung mga orders namin. So, there is what we call as fluctuation of the supply of our product, or it is either more than or less than what they need. Okay, so mayroon po tayong tinatawag dito na bullwhip effect, no? Bullwhip effect. Okay. And ano po ba itong bullwhip effect? Okay. So ito pong mga tinatawag natin ng mga fluctuation ng mga supply, no? So siguro halimbawa, ayun, sinasabi ko po kanina, yung bang bullwhip, yung bang ginagamit natin sa, of course, yung sa mga baka, yung mga lalaki na mga baka, no? So, mayroon po tayong panghataw sa kanila para, okay. So, pag makikita mo yung effect ng bullwhip, para bang sa sine wave po yan eh. So, galing dito sa, siguro sa supplier or sa consumer kaya, maliit lang yung demand nila. Pero sa production, malalaki. Or vice versa. Malaki yung, malakas yung production. Yung darating doon sa mga customer natin, yung demand nila maliliit. So parang magsa-sine wave yan. There is a fluctuation. So we cannot expect that it will become, if the demand and the production are just synchronized, no? So, pares-parehas lang yung speed ng production at saka yung consumption. So, hindi yan mangyayari. So, kadalasan, mayroon po tayong tinatawag na fluctuation. Okay. So, vice versa po yan, no? So, that is one of the problem, yun pong tinatawag natin na synchronization. Okay, synchronization. So, minsan na mabilis yung production, marami yung production, maliliit lang yung demand. O di kaya, maliliit yung production, malaki yung demand. So, yun po ang tinatawag natin na fluctuation. From time to time, there is a change of the production, there is a change of arrival of the raw materials, so maapektahan yung supply chain natin. Okay. So, meron po tayong mga factors na it will affect the bullwhip effect, no? So we have this time lag between ordering materials and getting them delivered. So isa po ito sa factor na we have to consider. This the period between the order, the time that our customer orders or order the product, and up to the delivery of that product. So how many weeks? Kaya nga, mayroon tayong mga problema kahit sa mga construction projects natin, mayroon mga problema yung mga contractor, no? That they supposedly expect that the supply, the materials that they need to be constructed, dapat will arrive in that specific date according to the contract entered by the supplier. But ang mangyayari, kasi mayroon po tayong mga pangyayari na hindi natin inaasahan beyond our capacity, our capability, or beyond the commerce of man, then madidili yan, so apektado yung construction process nila, no? So minsan nga yun ang problema, no? So the period or the time between the order and the delivery, then we should have to consider that one. So if you are the contractor, that maybe I will advise you to please alam mo siguro sa during pagbibidding pa diyan, pag signing of contracts, alam mo naman kung ano po yung mga material, mga bill of materials na kailanganin natin sa mga construction natin. So dapat pag sa tingin mo na okay, this specific material, or yes, logistics is coming from the different country, then you should have to work in advance about it, no? So you have to do this in advance para ma-deliver na yan in advance. Hindi naman siguro masira yan agad-agad. So that the delivery of this material should be done in advance. Okay. So, leading to over-ordering in advance to ensure sufficient stocks are available to meet customer demand. So, klaro yan, no? So, over-ordering in advance. So, ayun, na-mention ko po yun kanina, that we should have to do this in advance so that whenever kailangan na natin sa production, dapat ando na yan. Okay, tapos na yan, andyan na. So, ready for use. And of course, the target to finish the production of this material, construction, if you are engaging production, tapos na yan prior to the schedule. Okay? Andyan na yan, yung mga material prior to the production or schedule of construction. Okay, para ma-minimize yung delay natin. Isa pa, yung use of order batching. When orders are not placed until they reach a predetermined batch size. Ayun, so yung batch-batch na mga production, kailangan, no? We should have to consider this one, the batching. Kasi hindi po pwedeng we should have to produce this material one by one. Of course, the production is by batch, no? So kailangan we should have to have this predetermined batch size. So halimbawa, yung mga produkto natin, batch by batch, no? Hindi individual. So kailangan natin, halimbawa, yung ano ba yan? To produce, o baka mayroong nag-order natin ng uniform. Tsaka yung order nila, kailangan ng 1,000 for the next month. So yung production natin, kailangan pagdating ng next month, o kailan ba yun? So dapat ando na yun. So, hindi po pwedeng mag-deliver tayo ng individual, but we should have to deliver this in a batch, no? Okay, by bulk. So, kailangan natin na mapoproduce natin yan bago darating yung expected schedule date. So, that is batching, you know, that is very important. Which will cause a mismatch between demand and the order quantity. Ayun, kailangan natin ng 1,000, dapat pagdating ng panahon ng specific schedule date, then ayun, kompleto na yung number of that or the quantity of that order. Okay, so also price fluctuation. Ayun, isa pa rin yun, problema pa rin yan, no? So price cuts and quantity discounts also lead to more demand variability in the supply chain as companies buy products before they need them. Okay, so that is very important. Now, kaya hindi po natin alam, from time to time, our raw material will fluctuate its prices. Ayun, like sa construction, kadalasan, ano bang material dyan sa construction na variable or the price changes without prior notice? Halimbawa, yung semento, yung mga ano ba yan natin, mga kabilya natin, no? So kabilyada natin. So ayun, baka it will change yung mga iba't ibang mga materials natin, no? So mga plywood, baka the price will change without prior notice. Ayun, so kailangan natin ng proper scheduling also sa pagdating natin mga materials. Okay, so if for example these materials baka mayroon na tayong mga advance info na okay, magmahal na yan next week. So kailangan ngayon pa lang we should have to do things because the price fluctuated or fluctuates, no? So that is very important also. Kasi minsan nga mayroon tayong problema na rin doon sa mga construction natin, problema ng mga kontraktor. Ay wala tayong magagawa pag tayo yung mga membro ng TWG, wala tayong magagawa niyan. Kasi we cannot change the amount, the prices indicated in the contract. So kung ano po yung nandyan sa contract, diyan tayo wala tayong magagawa, no, sa presyo. So that is the risks of having this kind of business, the amount, the prices of the material. Okay, di natin pwede na we have to change the product amount because nagmahal yung mga produkto, ay yung mga raw materials, hindi po pwede yan. Kasi po, it was indicated, it was emphasized in the contract that we signed in. Okay, so consider also this price fluctuation. Okay, so let's proceed to supply chain procurement. So ano po ba itong supply chain procurement? So let us define the procurement. It's often associated with the term purchasing. Okay, the purchase, no? So to purchase our raw materials, supply material needed to produce our product or services. But this is taken to refer to the actual act of buying the raw materials, parts, and then equipment and all the other goods and services used in operation systems. So that's very clear. Procurement is very important also in the supply chain management. Okay, so sabi ko po kanina, kung kailan dapat alam natin kung kailan natin i-order, kailan natin bilhin, na it will not affect the production of our output, our services or products, the tangible output. Okay, so dapat we should have to do this procurement in advance. What are the necessary products or not product but raw material needed for the production? An important aspects of supply chain activities is the role of procurement in not only acquiring the materials needed by the organization but also undertaking activities such as selecting suppliers. Okay, kaya nga mayroon po tayong tinatawag na canvassing. So we have this what we call as canvassers, no? To choose what are the or who are the suppliers of our raw materials. So dapat alam natin kung sino po ba yung mga lower bidders or lower least expensive na mga supply, no? So doon po tayo. So kailangan natin ng proper bidding for the supply of these materials. Okay, approving orders and receiving goods from suppliers. So yun po, na-mention natin yan kanina, kailangan natin talaga yan. So from the canvassed or this from the canvasser, the canvassed materials or suppliers, then we have to approve. Okay, o saan po dito na i-approve natin, saan tayo order. Okay, so pag naka-order na tayo, then how you are going to receive this supply from the suppliers. Okay, kasi it will become a problem if sino po yung tatanggap, lalo na dumating yung supply na yan, it is almost, no, na parang maubusan na tayo ng oras. Kaya we have to consider this who will receive and how we are going to receive our raw materials that we are going to use in the production. Okay, so we have some guidelines, no, to how to choose suppliers or suppliers itself. So next, price. Okay, una po yan. Minimizing the price of purchased goods and services can provide a significant cost advantage to the organization. Okay, so that's very clear. Kung saan po tayo nakabarato o nakatawad kaya, baka mayroon tayong tinatawag na tawad dito. So we have to consider this one. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na pag lowest yung price niya, iyon na talaga maganda. Baka doon tayo magka-problema sa quality ng materials, no? So you have to choose. We have to have a good decision making here in choosing the supplier. Now next is quality. Of course, pagkatapos ng price as one of the factor that we are going to consider in choosing supplier, we should have also consider the quality of the raw material that you are going to order. Otherwise, baka yun nga po, sabi ko po a while ago, na maliliit or hindi expensive yung quality, yung presyo ng materials, pero pangit naman yung quality ng specific material, no? So it is expected that the company will provide an assured level of quality of product or services. So we should have considered this one. Kung tayo po yung supplier, then we should have to consider also that quality. That is why po mayroon po tayong tinatawag na quality assurance. Okay, that will assure the good quality of our product that we are going to supply. Okay, ito po yung pag tayo po yung supplier. And also to consider also in choosing the suppliers is the delivery. Okay, baka mayroon tayong problema later, no? Sa ayun, maganda naman yung supply, maganda naman yung quality ng material na kailangan natin. Pero yung delivery naman ay masyadong makupad, ay nako, makaproblema po tayo niya, no? So suppliers who can deliver on time, every time. In other words, show reliability, which is very necessary or required. Okay. So when it comes to delivery, time is very important. Reliability, okay, for the delivered goods and supplies. So that is very important. So we should have to consider also delivery. Okay, so the process of locating a supplier will depend on the nature of the good or service. Of course, yun nga po. Okay, halimbawa, yung mga kinakailangan natin na material sa production natin ng ating goods, halimbawa, galing pa sa ibang bansa, then you should have to consider the location of the supply, kung saan po nanggagaling yan. Okay, so that we will be able to consider kung kailan natin ipa-deliver o kailan natin gagamitin. So ayun, we have to consider the location of the supplier. Okay, most organizations have a list of approved suppliers they have used in the past or otherwise known as to be reliable. Ayun, pag tayo po yung supplier, we should have to always sustain a good relationship with our clients and customers. Pero kung tayo yung customer, then we should have to consider also kung sino po ba yung supplier natin na talagang mayroong isang salita, mayroong tinatawag natin na amor proprio. Ayan, na good supplier, madi-deliver yung produkto nila na kailangan natin sa takdang panahon, o di kaya yung mga presyo nila, mayroon tayong mga discounts, pero maganda yung quality. So, that is, we are going to consider that one, na mayroon tayong parabang historical data, okay, when it comes to supplier. So, pag maganda yung performance ng supplier, then maganda rin yung mga relationship natin. Sa susunod, doon pa rin tayo kukuha ng mga supply natin. Okay, so let's proceed to, that is procurement, no? So let's proceed to distribution, supply chain distribution. This refers to the movement of materials through the supply chain to the customer. Okay, so when it comes to delivery, distribution of these goods and outputs, then towards our customers and our clients, then we have this supply chain distribution. So, movement of materials, okay, through the supply chain to the customers. Okay, so we have these two main areas of physical distribution. So, ano po ba yung mga areas of physical distribution? Unang-una po, yung mga materials handling. Okay, so that is very necessary. How you're going to handle the materials. So, mayroon if it is manual, or mechanized, or automated. Okay. So, when we say manual, that uses people to move material. Okay, kailangan po natin dito yung skilled. Baka delikado yung produkto natin. Okay, so kailangan natin ng mga skilled na mga tao. Kasi manual po yung delivery natin. So, kailangan natin ng talagang very careful people that will handle the delivery or handling this material. Lalo na yon kapag delikado yung produkto natin. And also, we might be using mechanized, or we will be using equipment, heavy equipment to transfer, to transport, to deliver our material. So we should have to consider, no, this mechanized. If it is mechanized, then we have to consider a good performance of this equipment that will handle delivery. So especially if our product or our material is too heavy, no, for the people to move. So ayun, gamit na tayo ng heavy equipment or any other machines to handle this delivery. So we will consider that one also. Then also if it is automated, no, so automation, so that is very important. So high, especially for the it uses the technology to process high volume of materials and efficiency and or efficiently. So production of materials, especially if high volume yung production, so kailangan natin ng automated process of handling these materials, no? So hindi naman pwede na marami tayong mga tauhan ay gagamitin natin mag-produce if mayroon po tayong bagong technology na mas makina lang yung gagawa, no, yung high technology na mga processing, no. So we should have to consider that one also. So those are the first, no, main areas of physical distribution. Materials handling, it is either to be done by these people, by manual, by equipment, mechanized ang tawag, or by highly ano ba yan, highly technology application, no, high technology application processes, no, especially for high volume of production. Okay, so of this material. Okay. So next item or next main areas of area of physical distribution is this warehousing. Now that sometimes some of the managers will take advantage of this warehousing, no? Kasi hindi nila alam kung ano mangyayari ng produkto nila pag wala tayong proper warehousing or stock rooms or whatsoever. So warehouses serve an obvious function, no, as a long-term storage area for goods, because we cannot store our services. So this is only specifically for those who are touchable, no, output. Okay, so we have to consider this warehousing also. So useful staging posts for activities within the supply chain such as sorting, consolidating, and packaging goods for distribution. So yun po, yun dapat kailangan natin ng warehouse. That is for storage or for sorting. Okay? So iso-sort out natin, especially kung saan natin i-deliver. So mayroon tayong warehouse na doon natin gagawin yung sorting. And then consolidating if it is necessary from supplies from the different supplies then or suppliers, then we have to consolidate to make it one packaging only, so on and so forth, no. And also packaging goods for distribution. So you have to package, you have to for ready for the distribution. So that is the third one, packaging goods for distribution. That is one of the purpose of having this warehousing. Okay, so those are the two main areas of physical distribution. Okay, so that is the second one, the warehousing. Next, we have this two types of warehousing, no? Two types of warehousing. We have the decentralized facility. Of course, the second one is centralized, the opposite of decentralized. So ano po ba itong tinatawag natin na decentralized facility warehousing? So involves with multiple facilities or locations with the ultimate goal to provide service or coverage for large areas, or yes, these locations are generally positioned close to customers. Okay. So yun po bang warehouse natin na sila po yung magko-consolidate ng maraming output from different facilities, no? So from the different coverage or service areas, no? So dapat pag halimbawa dito natin yan i-consolidate, dito natin yan ipapackage yung mga materialis na galing sa iba't ibang mga locations ng local suppliers natin, then we should have to have this decentralized facility. So, yun, marami or multiple facilities that should compose within this warehouse to consolidate these materials ready for the delivery to our customers, no? So as it is expected that this decentralized facility or this warehouse should be located closer to our customers. Okay, so we have also this centralized facility, no? So centralized involves a single facility or location that can alleviate per unit production cost by employing versatile and adaptive equipment. So, yun, centralized na po yan, no? So, centralized facility. Isa lang po yung mga sites and location that is considered for the this specific facility, single facility. Okay, centralized facility po yung tawag. Okay, that is tinatawag natin na warehousing of this centralized facility. Okay, so let's proceed to the last subtopic of our chapter today, which is the supply chain management. Is the importance of supply chain management. Importante po ba ito? Ayun. So, unang-una, this will minimizes cost, waste, and time in the production. Okay, so cost of minimize the cost. Okay, ang amount ng production. Okay, so and then the waste, no? Yung mga waste output na hindi pala natin kailangan, di kaya defective yung output natin, o waste ng time, even time and materials, no? Okay, so kailangan natin ng supply chain management. Okay, so time also, minimension na natin kanina for several times that it will affect the time of delivery, production, and so on and so forth. Then we should have to consider this supply chain management. So next, we have improves customer satisfaction as well as services or service. So yun po, kailangan natin yan so that we will be able to sustain our good relationship with our customers or our clients of our services, for example. Then we should have to maintain a good relationship through supply chain management. And the other one is provides efficient manufacturing strategy. Okay, efficiency is very much important because, of course, our supplies, our logistics, our human resources, and other resources natin are already there so that we will be able to produce our product in a proper and expected schedule. Okay, because nandoon na yung yung mga raw materials natin. So that is why we will be able to produce this efficiently. Okay, then the last one here is improves quality and gives higher profit margin. Okay, talking about profits, it will affect everything. One of it is our supply chain management. Okay, pag talking about this factor, okay, pag maganda yung natin, yung supply natin, then of course, maganda yung relationship natin with our clients and customers, then maganda rin yung performance ng company natin. Mayroon po tayong magagandang profit returns, no, in return to our good and improved quality performance, quality products. Okay, so yun po yung importance of supply chain management. Okay, so yun po yung mga yung mga importante sa supply chain management na kailangan natin. We have to do this so that we'll be able to have a good performance in general of our company when it comes to production, delivery, and of course relationship with our products. So thank you very much, thank you for listening. At saka pag maganda o marami kayong nakukuha dito sa mga discussion natin, so please have this subscribe our channel, the YouTube channel, then try to share this one, likes our topic, chapter 6, which is the supply chain management. Thank you very much. God bless. And we will meet again for the next chapter. God bless.